evening, everybody. This is Leanne Ryan from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club and Loftman Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario. We are here with you tonight for our Monday night family show where we talk anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, one loft racing, pigeon health, pigeon care, you name it. We talk about it. I'm going to check to make sure we are live on Facebook and YouTube and send it over to Loftman, Ryan, and Richard. Ryan,
Hey,
Richard, you there, guys?
good evening. Happy evening. I don't even know what time zone we're in because Canada's time has changed. Belgium time hasn't changed. So it's sometime early in the morning for me. And I guess 8 p.m. where you guys are because we normally start at 8. Ricky, welcome onto the show, my friend. You look good with your little red muffs. How's it going?
Thank you very much. Let the beat go on.
Mm, I like that one. That's a good song. Great song. You know,
Don't
as
stop the
I'm
music.
Well, we never can stop the music. The haters will hate, the fans will love it. And being here in Belgium, I'm telling you, Richard, you got to come down here and fly pigeons. This is just where it's at. You just want to come here. You just feel the energy from these pigeon flyers. It's an absolute incredible thing to feel it. Man, it's a totally different world and this is going to be a good show tonight. We're going to talk about prepping your birds for one lofts. We got some great tips. So guys, please, if you want this show to be good and real good and super good, this show depends on the goodness with you guys. It's great to say hi and make sure everyone says hi. But guys, get your questions, get your comments, get in there and dig a little bit. You know what? I go to these breeders and I talk and I ask and I ask and I ask and I ask and I ask. I ask till I'm blue in the face. You want to know why? I want to bring you guys the best coverage. I want to get the most information. So you know what your job is to do for this next hour, hour and a half? Become keyboard warriors and ask the questions. And hey, have some fun. You might learn something. Leah, are we on the Facebook? Are we on the YouTube? Are we there?
Yes, we are. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to everybody. Good evening to all. Nice to see everybody on. And like Ryan said, please, if you guys have a question or a comment, this show works best when we are interactive and we all interact together. Just because Ryan, Richard, and myself are doing the talking, that does not mean that you guys cannot contribute to the conversation. So we encourage you to post your questions and comments below. Also, a reminder, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep on promoting this great sport. And how do we do that? Is by sharing content, because you never know who might catch the pigeon racing bug. So share, guys.
That's
Ryan,
right. Share,
Richard,
share,
go ahead.
share, and more share. Um, I don't know. Well, I mean, where should we start? Hey, wait a minute. I always say we're going to start somewhere. Guys, where do you want to start watching here? What do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to talk about? I had a great day. I went to Eddie Grugen's last night. I was at Serge Van Alsacker's, and Leah, just to just to start off here, Serge and Eddie, they live 20 minutes by car away. It's probably about 16 to 20 kilometers, okay? And you heard it on the live today. This is a direct order from Serge Van Alsacker, right there by Eddie Grugen's. You see it? Right there, pump the tires. Good pigeon, he said. Good pigeon man, great pigeon man, won a hell of a lot of races. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, please look at the auction for Serge Van Alsacker. That's all I got to say. That's it. Take it away,
Lafayette,
Leah.
Richard, you had some tips for preparing our participants' pigeons for the one loft race. Go
Mm,
ahead.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Leah. I just want to say one thing about what Ryan had said is the people buy from the best. They don't buy or borrow from one-time wonders. And that's what you just heard from what Ryan said. You
Yeah.
just kind of pick up on that, saying,
Yep.
right, Eddie Grugens, right, and Alfred, right?
No, Serge. Sorry, Serge. It
Serge,
sounds like I say
Serge, sorry.
Alfred. It's my Dutch.
Right. Okay. So he's looking and he's going, I know this man is a top-notch flyer. And he also is a top-notch flyer. He won't be calling me, Richard Zonigan, this say, can I get a bird from you? What have I done? Oh, maybe I won one combine in a year. Maybe I won 2 club races in a year. He calls the man who has done the performance, and he buys performance to make a better quality performance. It just makes sense. If you listen to it and
Now,
think, there you go. Okay. He doesn't buy from, from some guy in up, won 1 race, 2 races. No. He buys from performance. That's what he buys from.
and it's so cute, funny, cute, nice, a nice feeling I get inside. But I go into Eddie's loft and we're looking at the race cocks. We look at the first 8 widowhood race cocks, okay? And they're nice. I picked that one out in the top corner. And he goes, boy, that's a super one. You picked a good one there. I said, oh, yeah, good. And he opens up the next door. And this is on camera. And you guys will see this in the loft tour. And he grabs a blue cock out. Now, I couldn't get into the section to look. He pulls his blue cock out. And boy, this pigeon is immaculate, man. Whoa, you can just see it. And he goes, now again, he reassures what we're doing here. He says, yes, this was a gift pigeon, a youngster, a gift pigeon from Luke Vandenplatz. And I go, wow, you look at the pigeon, I get to handle the pigeon, and you feel it's the same pigeons, the same super conformation. You see it. And you know what a lot of people don't get is Eddie Grugens, he works at EPW. He is he works for an auction house, so he's doing the same job we're doing. He's meeting people, he's going out there, talking to customers, talking to clients, building up relationships. He doesn't have time to put into these pigeons. But when you see the pigeons and you see the results, and you see the whole kit and caboodle, you know what you say? Man, this guy's got some fantastic pigeons. And it's just nice. It's nice to see the quality. And this isn't a professional racing pigeon man. He's getting killer results, but he's not a professional. So, guys, I have heard people say, when I retire, I am going to be a professional. I'm going to tell you this right now. You will not be one. Professionalism, it comes from what it starts at the beginning. It's within you. You don't say when I retire. You're making an excuse. It's not in you. And I hate to say that, but I see it. Back to you, Leah.
If I could just interject here for a second, I think that, it's a great valid point that Ryan is making. We have many of the breeders that we represent are not full-time professional pigeon flyers. A lot of them have outside jobs. A lot of them are, in their mid 40s, maybe early 50s, maybe mid 30s. They have families, they have children, they have jobs that they attend to every day. And they don't use that as a crutch or as an excuse as to perhaps why they're not flying at the level they should be. They go to work and they get it done, and they don't make the excuses. And I think that they're really a testament to show you that you can be at that level and still have a full-time job and still have a wife and still have small children or teenage children or whatever. You can do it if you put your mind to it. We have a question, speaking of somebody who has a full-time job and is an incredible flyer. Combe Van Zoren, Alfred Van Zoren has a question. And we got lots of the questions coming through, guys, so let's just remember that. Question from Alfred: is there a difference, Ryan, in Belgian pigeons or Dutch pigeons? Have you found a difference? And maybe Loftman's Richard could pipe in there as well. Go ahead.
What I have noticed is you do feel the difference in the middle distance pigeons. Okay. for instance, the Vandenbalk pigeons, and I'm going to use them as a blanket pigeon, okay? From the guys who have those really heavy-duty sprint pigeons, those pigeons that are good in the real short end, under 200 miles. They're a more bulky, upfront, a V'd wedge machine. Now, when you go to people's lofts, again, I will say, like Luc Van den Plas, he's good in the sprint, but the pigeons will excel right up to 350, 400 miles. You go to Serge Van Alsecker, you go to Alfred, okay? The birds, they got to do more distance. They got to do sprint and more distance. So the birds are a little smaller, a little more buoyant. The cast is a little bit longer. They're not as much of a V'd wedge. They're more of a smaller wedge, but the buoyancy. And I'm going to tell you something. The curves in the wing, you see it. The arms are nice. The vents are nice, but the buoyancy, I cannot explain it. I'm going to tell you something. I am from Canada. We do not have buoyant. The pigeons are not buoyant enough. I don't feel it. And I'll tell you, I talked today to Serge Van Alsecker on how he feeds his pigeons, or not Serge, Eddie Grugins. You know, he's ruthless on how he feeds. I let him out, I get him in. When I want him in, they're not in. They rip my shoes off, and they still work. It's something that I felt with the North American pigeons, the pigeon men, pigeon women, pigeon people in North America. They haven't figured out feeding at all yet.
Loft Manager Richard?
Yeah, I just wanted to express my point there, Ryan. I've always been like those pigeons when they're called in, they gotta come in, they gotta respond. And I've heard of some people in this Canadian area going, well, you know, I gotta cut that darn maple tree down because you know, because of this, or make an excuse. The apartment building next door, I got to get rid of that thing. You know, that is a pile of baloney. In other words, I can have pigeons that are even fat pigeons. When I let them out, I call them, bang, they're in, bang, they're in. They got to be in. If they don't come in, when I tell them, when I call them, lock the gate. You better be in within 4 seconds or I lock the gate. Done. Stay out. Stay out until you learn how to come in. And it's almost a theory is, and I've said it before, it's almost, it looks like cruelty. You know?
Now, I do want to add to what you're saying. It's nice to say exactly what you said. I'm giving you 4 seconds to come in. But, you know, like Eddie says, like Luke says, like Serge says, like Alfred says, when you're playing, and we're going to use young pigeons. Young pigeons are controlled by feed, right? You train them by feed. If the chef is a heavy hand, a little bit too heavy, you ain't going to get them in. It's learning the balance, learning what you need, learning and perfecting it. And taking your time and watching the pigeons and understanding the pigeons. And exactly like Richard says, in 4 seconds, you got to come in. You got to come in, yes. But if you're heavy-handed and you're not thinking about what you're doing, you will never get them in 4 seconds because you have to both be on the same page. You have to understand how much feed they need because you know what, Richard, hey, I can eat a hell of a lot of food, man. I can. But do I need that much food? Right? How much do I need to run strong? How much am I going to be starved out? How much?
Okay, Richard, make it quick, and then we have more questions. Go ahead.
I understand what you're saying. When you're starting off young birds, you've got to make them, they got to grow You got to put on some weight. You have to develop the feathers. And once that development is coming up to 90% of the progress, then we go to the next step. That means now
Yes.
the respect. And what you're saying about yourself in feeding, you're a bigger man. So, did you get that big by eating on this sort of system? Or maybe you're a man that can do this kind of system. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, and I agree. Different size pigeons, different size men need different size, a little bit more feed this way, that way. And I'm not telling anybody to starve their young pigeons at the start. Get them developed. Remember, you can then adjust. Let them develop, then you can adjust. But I will say, you want your pigeons to come in 4 seconds. Make sure you have. There's no good if they're coming in 4 seconds and they don't loft fly. You have to find the balance of a good loft fly, a good loft exercise, and then a finish. If you can put those two together, you're on the right track of feeding. Now, Leah, we could go on about this all day. Fire in another one.
Michael Peevler has a question. If you buy a bird at auction and during the quarantine the bird dies, are you out your money or what's next? Ryan, quick answer.
Oh boy. Quick answer. We'll ask the breeder to make it right. We'll make an adjustment. If the breeder doesn't want to make it right, hey, we're going to have to give you back your money. Again, hey, everything depends on these breeders and what they have. Remember, sometimes you can breed out of a pigeon, out of a pair. One of them dies, something happens, he sells it to China, whatever. If we can't replace it, what we're going to do is we're going to give you your money back because you know what? Things happen in life. You're seeing me now today. I could be dead tomorrow. Who knows? Hopefully that answered it.
And
Let me give
especially
him
if I may add, things happen in life. Reminder, guys, we're dealing with livestock. We're not dealing with handbags. We're dealing with living, breathing things that, yes, can get sick, yes, can pass away, etc. Just like people can, here today, gone tomorrow. So, yes, Richard, and then we have a question from Don Meredith. Go ahead.
I agree on what you're saying, Leah. We are dealing with livestock. And isn't a human being as much a livestock as any live animal on this earth? For example, I've been a roller skater for 40 years. I know a gentleman who has also been roller skating a long time. He's like a piece of iron. You could drop him off 6-story building and he would hit the ground, get up and walk around and skate. Oh, he just had a heart attack. I could not believe it. He had a heart attack. Like, so there, are we not all the same livestock as any living thing in this world? It looks beautiful, it's strong. You could bounce it off a 10-story building and it would come back and go walk around. But all of a sudden, you got a heart attack.
There you go. Back to
Right.
you, Leah.
Mike Vandriak has a question. Are the winning meters per minute of the sprint races higher than the winning meters per minute of the mid-distance races flown on the same day under the same weather conditions?
I don't know. Mike, I could give you I studied everything, black and white, red and blue, and gold and yellow. But I'm going to say it's as it would be in our own local areas, Mike. If you're flying North Bay and you're flying Berks Falls, if it's headwinds, it's headwinds. If it's tailwinds, it's tailwinds. I haven't, and I don't want to lie to you people. I don't look at that. They get here all kinds of wind. They get tailwinds, headwinds, shoulder winds, crosswinds. The same shit we get, the same shit all over the world. In Egypt, Iraq, in Belgium, Canada, it's all the same. That's my answer.
Maybe somebody else can chime in there to that question from Mike. Bruce Dixon, great point. When you call your dog, do you give him a half an hour to come? No, you want him to come immediately. And that's a great point. And that, in relation to pigeon racing and dog training, it's kind of the same thing. You got to be tough at the beginning with the puppy or the dog they don't know what you want what you want them to do, you have to show them. It's like Ryan said last week, the video. You watch the video, but the pigeons didn't watch the video. You have to show them. You have to teach them. You have to train them. They don't just know overnight, oh, well, when the loft manager whistles, that means get my ass in. You got to teach them that, right?
Yeah, 100%. You learn in life, right? We all learned how to read, ride a bicycle, walk, crawl, jump. Hey, say hi to a woman. We all learned that. You got to learn. You got to learning, teaching. Your friend taught you something, learn. Anyways, next question, Leah.
Mike Green, your pigeons are like teenagers. You control them with their stomachs. Another great point. You know, if your pigeons aren't coming in when you want them to come in, is it the pigeon's fault or is it your fault?
Your fault, 150%. 150%. Like Dean Pellets said, and we go back to Dean Pellet, I think he's a super flyer. Give a teenager a bottle of whiskey and the keys to the car. He will come back when the bottle of whiskey's gone, the fuel's out of the car, smashed up. That's when he comes back. He doesn't bring the bottle of whiskey back with a tank of fuel full in the car and the car looks good. Doesn't do it. Nope. Go ahead.
Now on that note, I think we will show our first Feathers Elite pro tip talking about health and sickness and how the pros handle sickness in their loft. I think we're going to send it over to Serge Van Elsecker, who has a great tip. Now, this is about a 4-minute tip, guys, so just letting you know. And if you're super sensitive, you might want to just shut it off for the next 4 minutes because we don't want to offend everybody. But here we go. We're going to watch a great pro tip from Serge Van Elsecker, and then we're going to get back to the comments. So, guys, I'm going to put you on mute so we don't hear you.
Hey guys, Ryan, Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario, Serge Van Elsecker, Belgium, super middle, long distance, middle to middle long distance.
Yeah.
King of Belgium, I would say?
No. Champion of Belgium, yes. Champion of Belgium I was, yes. And King of the Antwerp Union, yeah. King of the South Antwerp Union, King of the North of Haven Hoogstraten.
Oh, what did I tell you guys? King. He's the king. We're going to...
Yeah, we call it like that here, eh?
Okay. So. A good tip. Pigeon racing, can it be won in a bottle?
No, I'm definitely not. I also had some experience going to the vet. They were not okay. The vet gives you something. They do a tremendous performance, and then you think, I found it. This is it. This is the number one. And then you do it again 3 weeks later, you have nothing. A disaster. And so I'm convinced it doesn't come out of the bottle. I think there's only one thing that can help you, and I showed you that before.
Okay, this is a serious tip.
I think this is this.
This is this. Now,
and if you have a pigeon that's not 100%, select it out. Do it away, kill it. I mean, I never in all my life had a good pigeon got sick. I had sick pigeons, a lot, but they don't get 2 days sick here. I usually kill them. If you get a virus, you get young sickness, that's a whole different ball game. Then you have to go to a vet. But if you have a pigeon over the winter that's always struggling with his health, struggling with his vitality, no, get rid of it, kill it, won't be any use, won't be any good.
So, for instance, if you have a pigeon that has a rattle,
yeah,
no good.
No, well, it can happen in racing season because your pigeons in racing season come every week in a basket with all different kind of pigeons. So there's not an animal in the world that goes in a truck with 3,000 pigeons and have to fly home again. All these pigeons that come, all these animals that come home, that come in a truck with 3,000 animals, go to the slaughterhouse.
Yes.
And they're for eating.
Yes.
So our pigeons can get sick in transport with all the other pigeons together. But over the winter, you have 7 months to select your loft over the winter. So what I also do is, in my loft, I close my loft, let's say October, November, and there's not a pigeon coming in anymore till next year. Because I want to have it closed, it's healthy, and it stays healthy. And if I get some pigeon that can't handle it, I kill them.
So
Very simple.
Very simple. You're looking for natural strength, natural immunity, bouncing back naturally.
Guarantee, but you can't do it in racing season. Then you have to be like
a little
I said,
different.
Transport is different, weather conditions are different. They're getting tired from racing, but then again, the best ones won't be so tired. The best ones won't get sick. The best ones keep performing like you want them to perform. So it's always looking for the good pigeons.
And you're not finding it in a bottle. The basket helps you tell the best story.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. The basket will not lie to you.
No.
And when you go in your loft, if something is not right, normally you remove it.
I remove it. Yeah. What I also do if I go to the vet for 45 years now.
Yes.
I usually know before I'm at the vet what's wrong with the pigeons. The vets always say, what the hell do you come to do here? But I'm not a vet, so I need him for medication. I need him to help me. But I see in my pigeon what's wrong. And I think a good fancier feels and see in his pigeons what's can be wrong in the next week. It's hard to explain.
Okay. But I understand it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but you feel it coming. You also feel it coming when they're getting in super condition.
Yes.
You see it happening, and you think, uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, you look for it both ways. You see it in both ways.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think that's a very good tip. It's very common sense. But it makes sense. You're not going to get it out of a bottle.
No.
You will not. It's hard work. It's the basket. And it's you being very strict with your pigeons.
Yeah, I think so.
And you said it again and again. Your super winners, your superstars, your ace pigeons, they never had a sick day.
Never.
I'm Ryan, Serge Van Alsacker, Belgium. We hope you enjoyed this tip. Remember, select hard. Thanks for flying with me. Bye for now.
There we go, guys. What do we have to say about those wise words of advice?
You know what? I gotta say, we're so lucky that the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario will go the distance for that tip. Man, I gotta thank Serge on that one. But hey, Richard, you're right, my friend. Eh? You said a good pigeon never gets sick. You hear it there again. You ask Eddie Grugins, the same thing. You ask Luke, the same thing. You ask Dennis, the same thing. History repeats itself. The supers don't need that candy ass bullshit. So elimination is key. Back to you, Richard.
Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I've said in times before. In the winter months, after the races is over, we call it winter months. If I look at a pigeon in the loft and he can't stand up, I eliminate him. That's it. You know, it's like, you know, you're not racing.
We know.
You have no stress. You don't have to work. I eliminate. You know, there's so many things here that the resemblance when I hear these men talking to you and I listen, I have the same thing in my mind. So I don't know if I have a gift.
Yeah.
I don't have to read a book. I don't have to read a book. And the same thing, again, what I said, if they're trained, I let my race cocks out today. They're out. No hawk troubles. Lucky. Touch wood. No problems. They're out. But when I call them in, they're in. That's it. It's like my dog, again. My dog, when he's outside.
We know. Richard, we know.
Mike Vandriak, on the balance between control and nutrition, Bill Sheridan claimed you had to make the birds think they were hungry even when they weren't. That way they listened well but never missed a meal.
Yep, true.
Gallo, nice to see you on, Manny. Young birds do everything you teach them. It's that simple. Including the bad habits. Right?
Yes, true, 100%. They all, again, I will say in Spring Hill, in the United States of America, that's one of the best pigeon men. He speaks the same language as these Belgians or the Dutch or the English do. Same language.
And yes, if you guys haven't seen the loft tour or the question and answer or even the lot viewing from Serge Van Alsacker, we encourage you to do so. He is a straight shooting, Very knowledgeable gentleman. Love Manager Richard?
I would have to say that some of us in this world have been gifted to fly pigeons or recognize what it takes. Like Serge said, he was 10 years old. His parents bought a store with a pigeon loft was above the store. In Europe, they have that. And he was 10 years old. And he said, Mom, can I put some pigeons in here? And he naturally had it in his, I don't know what you call it, DNA or something to do to carry on with that job. Right. It's like some people bring birds here to ship. They bring it in a burlap sack. Like, excuse me, but
Richard, and I'm going to say something. And I have a question for the audience. Leah, I want you to look at these comments that are going to come in, okay? And Richard, don't answer this because you've hit it on the head hard, man. I'm going to tell you something, Leah. That man on the camera right there, I'm a real good pigeon man. This guy here, if he was in this country of Belgium, he'd be a destroyer. Now, here's my question for the audience. Out of all the grain you could feed your pigeon, peanuts, safflower, hemp seed, canola seed, rapeseed, wheat seed, whatever seed, what is the number one grain? If you could only feed one, what would it be? Now, you guys put in the comments, and Leah, you watch, and you sort of keep it in your mind. Richard, you're not going to allow to answer. But I'm going to tell you, I've been asking this question off camera. And Richard, you crush it right out of the park, boy. Go ahead, Leah. Back to you.
Okay. So everybody put in the comments what you think is the most important seed to feed your racing pigeons. Tony Cesare says the healthiest and best birds always have clean feet. A tip from the late Jack Hicks. Ryan, I know that is a pet peeve of yours. You always make sure the pigeon's feet are clean. You also can't stand dirty feet.
Yeah, I agree. Clean feet is good. Clean feet in the young ones in the nest bowl. Clean, clean, clean. And it's not, as Tony would say, it's not you going out there and polishing the bird's feet. Healthy pigeons have clean feet. Why are the feet clean? Because the droppings are nice and tight and small. They're good droppings. They're not greasy. They're not diarrhea. There you go.
We have a question from Stan the Man from ABC Loft. I did not forget about you, Stan. Question: does the owl decals work to scare the hawks?
No, it doesn't. These animals, you go back 300, 200 years, there was no cars, there's no this, there's no that. Animals get used to things. And if you ever want to see something, you go watch National Geographic or on Netflix. They have something where there's these wolves. They're in the North Pole, but they're a white wolf, and they're way up north, and they're not used to human beings. They haven't seen humans. And it's amazing because they don't know humans. They're not scared of humans. A human can get within 10 or 15 or 5 feet of them, and the wolf is not afraid. Now, a wolf in the local areas and wherever you are in Canada or in the mountains, the wolves are scared of people. But way up there, the wolves don't know the people because people can't get there, and they're not afraid. So these owls and these hawks, you can put up all the gimmicks and shit that you want. They've adapted. They've evolved. That's why they're still here. Right? That's why they're still here. They've evolved. Back to you, Leah.
So thank you for everybody for putting in your thoughts on the most important grain. We've got a lot of people saying, or some people saying peanuts, some people said hemp, some people said peas, some people said maize, and a lot of people said corn.
Okay. Well, we got a winner. We do have a winner. All the people I have asked, and I'm not going to drop their names, but trust me, and I've even talked to people that manufacture feed, the number one grain, if you were stuck, you don't want to screw this up, is corn or maize. She's got everything that you're going to need and a little bit more. And Richard, you and me, you more than me, you've got me on it. There's something magical about corn, and yes, we laugh, and people say, "Oh, it's reindeer corn." And I will tell you, dusty feed. There's two types of dust. There's floor sweepings. That's not good dust. And then there's grain dust from the grain. As the grain bounces on each other and it breaks up, and there's that light powder, that flour, that whiteness on all the feeds. That's not bad for your pigeon. That dissolves and burns into the system quicker. So, guys, I talked to Serge, the oils on the feed and the shiny feed. A lot of bullshit there. But hey, you want to know what is true? Pigeon men buy with their eyes. Oh, the feed looks so beautiful. Hey, Richard, you destroyed all comers last year. Pioneer, eh? You beat them all, 1,400. Reindeer corn, eh? Reindeer corn. Remember that. You people will hear it on the internet. That asshole feeds reindeer corn. Hey, the son of a bitch crushed it, buried it, put the women and children to bed, and beat you. You want to know why? A little bit of flour on that corn. I maybe gave him that little extra little bit of ness. Back to you, Leah.
Love Manager Richard.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Ryan, but I didn't feed straight reindeer corn. I mixed it, not straight reindeer corn. Um, I'd like to invite people to come and see my birds right now, and even I have young ones. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm feeding right now reindeer corn, oats, barley, and wheat, and about 5% of turkey grower pellets. And that's what I'm putting in my feed. And the youngsters are and when they go to do their little dropping, they got to back out of the nest bowl to do it. And and my race team, you will not believe it. You could see the blue. You could see underneath their chest, it separates the white. You could see if they got white, it just stands, they just glow. And now I will change as for racing pigeons, for the birds that race, I will change a little bit. I watch them. I see what they look like. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah, I get you.
Andrea, do you know anyone that has raced successfully on 100% corn?
Oh, we're not. No. Okay.
No.
When I said you could work off one grain, I'm going to tell you something. These guys that said you could race off corn 100%, you can, but you got to add something to your. You add a little bit here and there, and nobody does that, Mike. Nobody does it. You add a little bit here and a little bit there, but I will tell you, you can go 50% corn. You may have to adjust how heavy you are with your feeding. It'll work for you. It's a super grain. And again, cow's corn, reindeer corn, hard. The smaller the corn and the harder, the longer it takes to break down. So there's different kinds of corn: Capricorn, white Milo. Those are all corn in that corn group. But corn, man, Leah, all I'm hearing is corn, 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 corn. Yes. Good job, Richard.
Rita, is it true that pigeons
Yep.
or birds can convert whatever seed and feed they get into what their bodies need?
No.
That's a great question when you go see the pigeon vet, Pete DeWeer.
DeWeer. Hank.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Pete. I'm sorry, Hank. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that, but that's a good question to ask an actual pigeon vet. Ryan will be having the opportunity to meet up with him before he heads home back to North America. And we're going to have a question and answer session with an actual Belgian pigeon vet. So if you guys have health related questions that you would like to direct to a pigeon vet, save them up. And when we do the advert for when we'll be on live with Hank DeWeird, we'll let you know. Loft Manager Richard, go ahead.
I'll say if you want to try and feed pigeons on straight corn, let's say just put a loft together of 20 pair. Feed straight corn. All the youngsters, half of them will probably die. But what's left is going to be strong like a bull. That's the way I look at it. Try these experiments yourself. Take a couple, 3 pair. Just feed them straight corn. Pigeons like some variety. Pigeons don't like to eat oats. They don't like to eat barley. And a lot of guys say they don't like to eat wheat. But take corn, barley, wheat together. Oh, they're happy as can be. They're happy as can be. But they like to have that little bit of variety.
Speaking of corn, Michael Peebler says, Mike Gannis says he feeds only corn after he weans for the first few days to teach them how to eat the bigger grains.
That's different than what we're saying. That's different. That's a good idea. Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
But that's not the same. And Richard, you and I have been to Mike's. You lifted up the feed bin. And what did you see in there, Richard?
It was straight corn. honest to God, I lifted the feed bin. Holy jump, and it was straight corn. And I agree with Mike Gannis says. Like I say, give your birds some variety in feeds. Feed a fair number of corn. But make sure that those youngsters know how to eat the corn. They can't eat candy feed, and then they got to hit corn. Corn is carbohydrates. They're going to need to eat that. They're going to need to know how to do it. It's like feeding pigeons on straight pellets. It's not, you want to add some pellets? Add some pellets. I add turkey grower pellets.
We have a question about the turkey grower pellets, Ryan. 1 second, please, since we're on the topic. Mike Parrish is asking Loft Manager Richard, why use turkey starter feed? Most of that is high protein at 28%.
Yeah, high protein is very good for developing. Again, what I said is Whiskas cat food. It's like high protein, 19% protein. Protein is good for developing bones, feathers. Very good. The protein is very, very good for young pigeons to learn. I don't put a lot in, but if I put it in, just enough to make those youngsters just beautiful.
Yeah, and again, it's more for the development. Once you got them weaned off, the feathers are developed nice, everything's good. You can pull that right off of them because again, you don't need it. But again,
yeah. Again, the Whiskas cat food is high protein, good for developing bones, developing everything, the feathering, everything else. Once you've got the young ones up to a certain stage, you can cut those pellets out because you don't.
And again, getting back to it, I don't know if Manny Gallowlock's on. He feeds a lot of his breeders. I think he's almost at 75 or 80% or even 100% pellets. That's what he uses. A lot of protein, easy to digest, but he doesn't race on it. Again, everyone's different. Like Eddie Grugin says, there's a million ways to get to Rome, a million different little roads, and everyone's a little bit different. But, we talked, and all these super flyers, you'll hear a lot of similarities. You'll see different things, but there's similarities there. Back to you, Leah.
Richard, did you want to say anything?
Yeah. Again, what Ryan said, Ryan and I went to visit Xavier Restrat, and, he said, I love it when my pigeons go on the ground, on the lawn, and they pick. You see they're picking grubs or little insects off the ground. He said I mean, they're all high proteins. Then we went into his breeding section where birds couldn't get out and pick, and he's putting the mother's powdered milk or whatever that milk is. He's putting it with water in a tray. He soaks the feed into it, so the feed absorbs that mother's milk, like baby milk, like you get in the hospital. That's all high protein. It helps develop the youngsters, right? And if you feed corn, there's no protein in it. If you feed even the best peas you can get, it's only like 12-14% best peas. But if you get protein like Whiskas cat food, 19%, turkey grower pellets, 19%, chicken grower pellets is about 18%. But if they eat enough in proportion, like, it helps.
Yeah, you proportion everything out. That's right. And guys, you hear it through Derek Walsh. Derek Walsh, he makes a mix of vegetable medley puree of shit that he blends together. It's got honey, beets, onions, kale, celery, apple cider vinegar, cabbage, whatever. He puts it all together and he blends it up and makes it into a muck. And he soaks that, feeding it, and he feeds it to those pigeons because he's giving them the best that he can give. And it's not out of a bottle. It's right from Mother Nature itself. This is what the winners do. Go ahead, Leah.
Mike Vandriak, with the high price of mixed feed, many of us will be making adjustments. Whole corn is very economical. Yes, it is. Rita, what is a pellet? Is it something man-made? What is it made from?
I don't know. I will say all the and this is a fun fact. All the pellets that you'll see, and I'm going to use Versalaga. I don't like to drop their name, but I will. They're energy pellets. It's all from the dust of the feed. They take the dust and they put it into a pellet. They pump it out and it's a pellet. They're feeding your pigeons dust. Because again, like Richard says, dusty feed's not bad feed as long as it's the dust from the feed. Not the floor, not the sand, from the feed. And a pellet is man-made. It's called a pellet. Rabbit pellets, chicken grower, turkey grower, pigeon pellet. It's a pellet. It's made by man. And by the way, feeding your pigeons all pellets, it does affect how they digest their feed. Pigeons were meant to digest grain, not pellets. Hard feed, the digestion is better and better and better. That's why you use grits, minerals, because the grits are the teeth. Grinds up the feed, chews it up. Go ahead, Leah.
Rita wants to know, thank you, DeVille Lofts. He said he shared it on his Facebook group. We do appreciate it. Rita, but can you buy just pellets?
Sure you can. You can buy fish pellets, turkey grower pellets, chicken pellets, rabbit pellets. You buy the rabbit pellets, make sure it's all alfalfa. But you got to get your birds used to eating it. And again, a little bit of time, and they eat it. And you got to watch how much pellets you use. Again, don't overdo it. Sometimes a little less is more. And that's what Richard says. A little bit less is a little bit more.
Frank Eichhorn says Baden Feed sells a pigeon pellet, and DeVille Loft says he likes the Versalaga feed. Okay, we have another tip from Dennis Sapin. Oh, wait, Loft Manager Richard had his finger up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying if you feed the Whiskas cat food with the fish in it, you've got fish oils, and those oils are beneficial to your pigeon as well. So it may sound a little bit crazy, but the pellets, you're going to buy turkey grower pellets. They don't have those oils. Now, unless Whiskas cat food, they're bullshitting us, but they say the fish pellet, fish food, Whiskas cat food with fish, it's got fish oils in it. So,
Well, Richard, there's more questions than that coming in, but I will get to Richard's
okay.
point with fish oil. Eddie Grugins likes to use fish oils on his feed. That's just I'm just throwing that in. That was off the what we call off the record, and this is why
Now,
you go the distance. But
if
yeah,
I can say something, actually, Eddie Grugins called me up about it,
thanks,
and
Richard.
he found it worked. Thank you.
Go
Thank you
ahead,
very
Leah.
much.
We have another pro tip here from Dennis Sapin. Auction running right now at featherslypigeonauctions.com or FIFAEU.com. A quick little tip here from Dennis Sapin. So enjoy, guys. Here we go.
For beer. Ryan, Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario. Yes, you guys like the tips and you like the tricks. Well, I could give you all the tips and the tricks, but then you'd say I'm full of shit, and we don't want that. You're gonna get a tip from Dennis Sapin. This guy has tips. He gave me 25 of them, but I'm only gonna give you one today. Dennis, what is the tip when feeding?
Yeah, Dennis looked to his pigeons when he give feed, and the last days when the pigeons stop with eating, and the first pigeon who's stopping and going to the bottle and drink is a pigeon for him with the most condition.
Il faut beaucoup observer.
Yeah.
Beaucoup observer. Quand c'est le moment des compétitions, il faut beaucoup observer les manières. Parce que la forme d'un pigeon, elle reste pas 2 mois, elle reste quelques semaines. Voilà. Et le matin, je vais directement. Le matin, très tôt, je vais déjà. Et je vois déjà les petits crottes dans le bac. Ça, c'est la première chose. Les plus petits, ça, c'est le mieux. Plus petit, hein, ça, c'est déjà le meilleur.
These are a lot of tips.
He's giving you lots now. Hey, listen, he opened up, the camera's rolling.
Ça, c'est déjà une première chose.
Breathe it out, my friend, breathe it out. The audience wants it. Look, there's chanting for you now. Okay, give it to me all.
You can't keep top condition 2 months.
You can't.
No.
It can't be kept for 2 months. No way.
Every a pigeon don't have top condition.
It goes like this.
Yeah, but you can have also a pigeon who have 2-3 weeks have a top level.
Right.
And that's he look when a pigeon going on the and eating and motivation to the other pigeon and really want to eat and going to the bottle and going to his box. That's the thing you need. But then you must look, and that's a lot of work.
So he observes when he's feeding towards the end of the week. The first pigeons to go and get a drink, he observes this, and he watches how their motivation is, if they want to fight, how they act, how they walk, how they look, everything.
Yeah. And also that's the pigeon with the most condition, and when he looked to the results at the last years, that's normally the 1, 2, 3 always.
So he just on the feeding and watching in the loft, that little tip of going for the water.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, you're getting only the best tips. I'm Ryan, Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club. That's Dennis. That's Kim. Are you done translating? I know I am. Thanks for being with us, guys. See you later. Okay. Bye for now.
Wow. Leah.
Here's
Leah.
a fun fact for everyone that you guys don't know this. Ryan can't stand either seeing himself on camera or listening to himself on camera, believe it or not. So this pains him to have to sit and listen to these projects.
No. You want me to tell you something? You want me to tell you one thing? I hate watching myself on camera, eh? But I'm going to tell you something, people watching this show. Thank you to those breeders. Those are fucking tips. Point blank. We don't know how to feed pigeons. We don't. When the man tells you, I watch the first pigeon that goes for a drink. Hey, I'm Ryan. I now always water. The pigeons have water in front of them all the time when I feed. Do you want to know? Especially in race season. I understand the point. The pigeon that doesn't need to feed doesn't need that extra. He goes for that drink. He's telling them. He's speaking to them. And those pigeons, this man has calculated this to pick his nomination races. When you basket 30 pigeons, he picks them off going to the drinker. And he's damn He knows it. This isn't a it maybe it works tip. This is an 80% tip. He hits it, he grips it and rips it. Man, Leah, that is 150, 200, 500, $1,000 tip. Thank you, Dennis.
Loft Manager Richard?
Yeah, I would like to say, in my view, when you wean your youngsters, you show them the water once. I do it. Some people don't do it. And if you don't do it, I think I have a little bit of heart.
Hold on.
I have a bit of heart. Okay, wait.
Just stop.
Wait.
Just stop a second. We're not talking about weaning youngsters and giving them a drink of water.
No, but I'm talking about the future. If I have to change some feed, and I see some pigeons, they don't want to eat because I changed the feed. Let's say tomorrow I put straight oats in.
I
Out of 20 birds, and 4 pigeons go and eat the oats. The rest of them say, I ain't eating oats. I watch those 4 pigeons, and the next time I watch them again, and I watch them again. I see how they adapt to change and how strong they are, and exactly what Dennis said. He sees who goes. He predicts that to condition.
Hold on, but you know, I again, we get back to this. I talked to Eddie Grugens and talked to other breeders about building a family off of one loft pigeons, and you just heard Dennis clearly says to Kim, you will not keep pigeons in super form 3-4 weeks tops. That form is, and then she comes down because hey, we all roll like a roller coaster in life, right? Everything
That's
rolls
right.
just like this. Now, when you go and you bet and you buy these one loft birds, right? One loft races that fly 3-4 races and this bullshit, you never find the top ones. You will not, because what's top 3 weeks earlier changes, goes this way, it goes that way. It's like a real bad yo-yo. And this is why, and I will say in Belgium, when they fly those middle distance races where they fly 14, 16, 18 weeks of 300 miles. This is why the Belgian pigeons, one of the reasons why they're extremely super all over the world. Go ahead, Leah.
And Loft Manager Richard's that time of the evening where his phone craps out. So the remainder of the broadcast, once he hooks back on, he will be vertical. We know that one for sure. But no, great tips both from Serge Van Alsecker and Dennis Sapin. Super tips. We really do appreciate these breeders taking the time out of their day to spend with us to give us these tips and tricks. We really do appreciate it, and we hope that you guys appreciate and respect these tips as well. We will wait for Loft Manager Richard to reconnect. Ryan, what else did you want to talk about?
You know, talking today with Eddie, he works with EPW, and they've got about 1,000 pigeons waiting to go to China. They've been waiting for about a year now.
Now,
and
what
I said,
does
well,
that
how
mean?
are they?
What does that mean? Waiting for birds to go to China. For people here who don't understand, what does that mean?
Well, people have purchased pigeons off of their auctions, you know, auctions like EPW, PIPA, Herbots, GPS, PBay, auction sites, and calling up breeders and buying pigeons. They've got well over 1,000 pigeons, well over. And we're talking pigeons at 500,000, 200,000, 3,000, 800, 200, all different price points, waiting to go to China, Taiwan. And I asked him, well, how are these people? He says, oh, they're easygoing, they're nice, they don't freak out, they understand the systems. The government shuts it down, bird flu or this or that, whatever the situations are, they understand it. So, you know, here we are, we have to bring birds into North America from our auctions. And right now I'm looking at the bids and I'm shaking my head because this is supreme quality. Ladies and gentlemen, am going to tell you, you should wait 4 years for these pigeons at the prices you're going to get. It's unbelievable.
Mike Green says, I love the tips. You always got to keep learning. Absolutely. And I think that the breeders that we represent, they'll tell you the same thing, that they're always learning. They never stop learning. Even somebody such as Serge Van Elsecker, who's been doing it for 50 years, he's constantly learning and evolving. I don't think they ever get to a point where they just say, oh, I know enough now and I don't need to learn anymore. I think they're always learning, right?
100%.
Loft Manager Richard made it back and you got the phone the right way. Good job, Loft Manager Richard. What did you want to add?
Like you say, you're always learning. And what I like to do is I like to listen to people that I respect. And I keep quiet and I keep my own thoughts. What I do, and I say, you know what? That resembles the same thought he has. I don't brag. I just say we resemble the same thoughts. There's 1,000 people will tell you stuff, and you just go, oh, I go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, I'm going to give you a small example. We're going to change the subject for a second.
Hey, Richard, before you get into that, a common thing we hear, you and me hear, is my pigeons don't eat peas. And I'm going to use that. My pigeons don't eat it. You've heard it. How many times have you heard it?
You want me to comment?
How many times you heard that statement? My pigeons don't eat peas.
I heard it many times, and I say I don't want to insult them, but I go, oh yeah. And then my next statement is, you don't know how to feed pigeons. I'm sorry, sir, but that's bottom line.
Hold on. I've been to about 15 to 20 different super pigeon men. And do you want to know what the number one thing is? Everything I feed the pigeons, they eat everything because the bag costs this amount of money and everything in there is what they're supposed to need. They don't leave one thing behind. I never heard this bullshit excuse. I don't eat peas. I don't eat it. I don't like ketchup. You know what? Get a little bit hungrier. You're not feeding right.
If I can say something.
It's the truth. Go ahead, Richard. Say it away. Fire it in.
I want to be honest. If I could afford to feed McDonald's French fries, I can't afford it. But if I bring home McDonald's French fries, those damn things will eat the French fries. If I break them up, they're going to eat those French fries. It's like Gerard Koopman. He feeds carrots, chopped carrots in the wintertime, or chopped cheese. Well, how many guys would say, are you kidding? My birds won't eat that stuff. Wait a minute. He's a top-notch pigeon person.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I'm exaggerating on the French fries. Don't go buy 5 orders of large French fries. Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Go get a bunch of between 5-year-old and 15-year-old kids. Okay? Right. Put out vegetables and put out McDonald's French fries. Right? Half the kids, not one of them will go for the vegetables. And most of the time, they'll tell you the vegetables are disgusting. Have you ever eaten them before? No, I haven't. No. You teach your kid to eat shit. That's McDonald's French fries. And you know what? You don't grow on shit, do you? Back to you, Leah.
DeVille Lofts had a question. Where is the auction site? FeathersleyPigeonAuctions.com or FIPAEU.com or FIPAUK.com. Here's our auction site here. Do a little screen share. We've got running at the moment, Serge Van Elsecker. His auction closes Wednesday, March the 16th. And we have running right now Sprint Legend, Dennis Sapin. His auction closes on March the 19th. FeathersleyPigeonAuctions.com or FIPAEU.com. we'll get you there where you can have a look at all the amazing pigeons on offer right now. Back to you, Ryan.
Yeah, the auctions are going good. The prices are in the buyer's market. This is a home run for you buyers. Man, I'm getting hot to buy. I'm gonna tell you, I've handled them. I've been to these lofts, and you know, when you import pigeons and you see them, they're real nice. But when you get to go to the loft, you meet the breeder, and you get a little bit more into it, then you really start to see. You really start to see, and I'll tell you. I heard how good the Van Alsecker pigeons were, and I originally heard it from Rick Martis and Jerry Gray, and Richard knows Jerry Gray, good pigeon man, great pigeon man. And I went there, and I went, man, these are good, super pigeons. Guys, open your eyes and take a look. The most winning pigeon in the $1 million race, Little Miss Nikki. You North Americans that want to fly one-off races, it's down from Serge Van Alsteiger's pigeons. He's got the mustard that's on the hot dog. All I can tell you is bid in confidence. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not happy with the pigeons, I'll triple your money back. Leah, I'm not allowed to buy pigeons, but I can buy them back at triple the price because these are damn good.
Now, see, Loft Manager Richard, when you say things like McDonald's French fries, and you have to understand that we are talking to a very varied audience. Some are literal thinkers, some are many different kinds of thinkers. Mike Vandriak, I heard McDonald's French fries are soaked in corn syrup and sugar during the cooking process. This is why when you say things like McDonald's French fries, and you have to think about who you're talking to, because there's certain people that take things, what you say, literally.
Yeah.
You
know what I
elaborate
call
on
it?
that, Richard?
It's like
let me say something.
It's like, hey, Richard, remember one thing. I'm going to tell you this right now, eh? Right, ready? The word sensitive. You know what I say? It's like the tips these guys give. The people will listen to the tips, they'll take the tips, and they'll fuck them up. And I hate to swear. So you know what, Richard? I need you to dumb it down. Dumb it down. You got to get dumber, boy. You're a smart man.
Excuse me. I use that sort of, no, I shouldn't say sort of, as a example of something. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
please don't take it liberally.
But
okay, like
do.
what about
people
feeding your?
People literally think you're feeding your pigeons McDonald's French fries. I don't know. I know you don't know.
Okay.
I know you're not saying that because I know you.
I use that as an example. An example.
Hold on.
Give up.
Hold on. We're not knocking it.
Go ahead.
How many guys watching this show can go feed their pigeons donuts, French fries, cheese, and carrots? Now, for all you people listening, go out there and feed your pigeons it and see how many of them eat it. And then you wait until they start to eat it. Dial it back until they eat it. Dial it back until they learn to eat it. Lots of good in everything. And yes, French fries, there's nothing wrong with French fries. But I get what you're saying. Hey, no professional athletes winning on McDonald's French fries. But you know what? It's got a lot of good corn syrup and blah-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. But unfortunately, McDonald's French fries, I don't even think they're potatoes. Anyways, back to you,
moving
Leah.
on. Tony Alves.
Excuse me. Let me talk for 1 minute.
Richard, we're moving on.
I think our discussion, we've got lots of time. I think our discussion was, what will pigeons eat? Will they eat corn? Will they eat this and that?
No, that's not the discussion. That's not the discussion. It's how people take what the hell you say. It's not that.
Okay.
You're looking at it the wrong way. You got to dumb it down. I told you.
Okay. What I'm doing is
and Leah, move on.
What I'm doing secretly, I'm trying to throw everybody off their game. Okay.
We had enough of your shit. We're moving on now. Leah, move on.
Tony Alves, pigeon racing is part science, but also an art. So interesting that so many different methods, thoughts, and ideas can bring success, so much so that we continue to learn new things every day. That's right. And that's why we're bringing out the tips. I'm not going to share the tips anymore. The tips are just going to be for our Pioneer page and our Feathers Elite page. Unfortunately, I'm unable to share the pro tips to other North American pigeon groups because people don't have any respect for the time that these fanciers take to give the tips and then get on there and talk a bunch of nonsense. And for those of you who are doing that, FYI, the world is watching, and it is a very bad reflection on Canadian fanciers, on all of us. You're making us all look bad. So please don't do that. And if you see somebody doing that, please call them out on it. There's no place for it, and you're making us all look bad. Okay. Troy Spencer. When you have a pigeon hungry enough, they will eat all the feed you give them. And I think that was probably Loft Manager Richard's point. Okay.
Good point.
Moving on. We have some Eddie Grugen birds that you want to show before we wrap this up. Did you want to show a couple of them?
Yeah, I can show. I like the reds, man. I'm gonna show the red. Let me grab one here, Leah.
We're going to show a couple of the Eddie Grugen lots. Eddie Grugen's auction coming up in the next couple weeks, so watch out for that. Everybody's left now, but I'm sure they'll be back here shortly.
Oh, everyone left the room, eh?
Yeah, we're just waiting here.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
going to grab the Eddie Grugen birds. Loft Manager Richard, I'm sure, will be back shortly. Not sure where he went. There's a lovely view of Ryan's room. Reminder, guys, Serge Van Elsecker on right now. 7 amazing lots from Serge. Make sure you check that out. You back now, Ryan? Yes, you are. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Nice.
There's the 106, boy. Oh, this is a super nice pigeon, boy. The balance, I'm gonna just adjust my camera just a little bit. This 106 pigeon, oh, what a pigeon. What a pigeon. Strong, oh, buoyancy, balance, vent bone strength. What a nice day it was. Again, the pigeons a lot reminded me of the surge pigeons, the same build, the buoyancy, the strength, the backs, the one pin tails, the vent bones, everything on these pigeons. Out of this world.
There we have on offer from Eddie Grugens coming up at feathersleepigeonauctions.com in the next couple weeks. Don Meredith asking, awesome, did you get one out of his Maurice sons? Tom, you got it.
Yes, we did.
I was going to say, you got to wait to see, but yes, we did.
You know, Eddie really broke the mold this year. He said, boy, he loves what we do. He says, you take it to another level. And, you know, I kind of like that because, Leah, you know, he worked with EPW. He's asking, Leah, and I'm going to pat you on the back, and I'm going to pat myself on the back because, hey, as I say, we're fucking awesome. I'm going to say it. The haters will hate, but when they're asking, would you guys maybe be interested in doing photos for us? Yeah, thanks. Amazing, isn't it, Leah from Canada? Can we do it? Can we bring the big dog? Can we make it rain or what?
Well, we're certainly trying our best. Is that a cock or a hen, right?
It's a cock. Boy, what a pigeon, though.
Very nice. Beautiful. From Eddie
yes,
Grugen,
it is a little.
Sorry, Ryan. We have 9 lots. We have 10 lots, 9 singles and 1 pair. Correct?
Yep, that's correct. Paired up exactly how Eddie wants them paired. And you guys know in North America, Eddie crushes the one loft racing, and he does extremely well when the one loft race guys don't do any work with the pigeons. Leah, you know how that's in a lot of the races.
Yeah.
You want these pigeons.
Very nice. There we go. Let's have a look at another one. Loft Manager Richard, while Ryan's grabbing another one, did you have anything you'd like to add?
What a great bird.
Good job.
I thought that bird looked very nice. Nice back. Very nice.
Ryan just grab one if you guys want to have another sneak at the Eddie Grugen's lots. Wait for Ryan to come back there. There he is.
Oh, here I am. Here I got to go with another red, man. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I like the Reds. And the eye sign on this man's pigeons, ooh, they're second to none. Uh, again, just the quality in the pigeons. And I hope you guys seen it today with the live. Eddie was great on the camera. You could see the quality in the pigeons. And this man, he goes to all the big national winners. I mean, he's miles ahead of me and where I've been. But he's seeing the pigeons that are winning today, and he's been doing it for the last 5 seasons. So he knows damn good pigeons. And I'll tell you, he can get his fingers on a lot of good pigeons. So you're seeing home runs right here. If
band
I
number
can
on
say.
that one, and is it a cock or a hen, please?
Well, Leah, it's got black flecks. So for you book readers, it's a cock. And the ring number is, the last 3 digits are 564.
Very nice. Beautiful. Super. They're all 21s from Eddie, right?
Yeah, all 21s.
Oh,
Very nice
thank
pigeons.
you, Mike Vandriak. Leah, the black flecks and the feathers tell us it's a cock. Red and mealy hens can't have black flecks. Now I learned something new today from you, Mike. Thank you. Very nice.
Yeah, but Mike, what color can they have? What color can they have, Mike? That's a question. That's a good one. But this is definitely a cock, super rich eye sign. And Eddie is, for you eye sign freakazoids, he likes nice eyes.
Ah, good job. We'll have to ask him some eye sign questions on his lot viewing. By the way, guys, we're going to do Eddie's lot viewing live at some point. When are we doing Eddie's again? Next
On
week?
the 24th.
No, 24th. So mark that down on your calendar. At some point on March the 24th, we will be live with Eddie Grugins to go over his lots, and you guys can ask Eddie all the questions you want. So if you guys do have questions for Eddie, write them down. Mike Vandriak answered you, brown.
Michael, go to McDonald's and get yourself a small fry. You're right on.
Good job.
Good job, Mike.
Loft Manager Richard, did you want to add something? You want to grab another one, Ryan?
Sure.
Well, not about this lot, a lot of birds, but I just wanted to go back to the French fries. For some people, I just want to say the best place to get fries is probably McDonald's. Get a large fry. Don't go to Wendy's and get the poutine with the cheese and gravy because they don't like to eat that. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, hey, I will say the buoyancy again on these pigeons. This is the next one. I like this pigeon a hell of a lot. The 121. I like the number. It rhymes good. But boy, this cockbird here, he got a look that's going to look through you. And the other thing I really enjoyed at Eddie's, he had multiple hens with the tusks, eh?
Oh.
And I'll tell you, he won't sell them. He says, you will never get from the Belgians the tusks. The hens with the tusks, they breed the damn good ones.
Question, did you do any videoing of the hens with the tusks? Because remember Henry was asking
Well,
to show him one?
Well, Leah, I know because you're busy. You're pumping out pedigrees and that. If you guys watch,
sorry,
if you watch the Facebook, we show right up front, just like this. You'll see the hen with the tusks. And
you know what I'll do?
They come out
for next week. If you guys haven't, if you didn't catch it, it is on our YouTube channel, by the way, and it will be on our website, the meet and greet with Eddie Grugins. But maybe I'll just snap a clip of it and we'll show it next week, so Henry can see. Loft. Oh, that's a beautiful pigeon there, Ryan. Cock or a hen?
This is a cock. Leah, I'm telling you, you could build a breeding program of these pigeons second to none. I'm telling you, from Luke Vandenplot, Eddie Grugins, all these breeders that we've done, I tell you, I would go and buy pigeons here in confidence with no problems. And you know what is so great? They all play the pigeons. They don't look at young birds. Well, they look at it a bit. They look yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. They build a family of pigeons. And, it is so sad. But, guys, flying pigeons, it gets easier the older the pigeons get because you start to know what you're flying. I know all these young people, and I can take people like Tony and Rita. They're new in the sport, okay? Fly yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. Why? Because you start to know your pigeons. You learn. Every year you get new young ones. It's not the same. And I really think in North America, man, we need more old bird racing, longer seasons. In Belgium here, in the Netherlands, they fly anywhere from 15 to 22 weeks of old bird racing.
Loft Manager Richard, yes, we see the finger. Go ahead.
I'm going to say one thing, that these fanciers that are coming to Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, we have interviewed them, and first of all, before we interview them in any way, we look at performance. We study prior to this what these people have flown, their accomplishments. We don't introduce ourselves to anyone that is basically on the low pole of things. Okay, so I just want to make this clear to people. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that this is just somebody that we happen to know, a friend of a friend of a cousin of a friend, that says, sell my birds. If they don't have the performance and the history of being a performing person, Pigeon Loft, we do not sell them on Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. That's 100%.
And Richard, getting back to it, if you use that name, this is where we now have to adjust what we're doing for the future. Correct, Leah?
Yes.
Adjust for the future.
Right.
And you people, we don't have to explain it. Think about what we're saying. Adjust for the future.
We got. We have a great tip here from Michael Peevler. It's not pigeon related, but this is a great tip, Michael Peevler, because we're talking about French fries. McDonald's fries are only good hot. So if you ask for no salt, you get hot, fresh fries. That's a great idea, Michael Peevler. Oh boy. Ryan's doing circus tricks with Eddie's
Okay,
bird,
wait.
where we learned it
If
from
you can
last year. Go ahead.
Maybe Mike, does he work? Actually, could he be a manager of McDonald's franchise?
Maybe. Mike Green, we fly 12 bird old bird season. Don Meredith says that is an awesome cock. It sure is. Look at the balance on them. I mean, just incredible. Tracy agrees. Michael Peevler, that's brilliant. I'm going to tell my mom that trick because Big Nance, she doesn't eat fries often,
Yeah,
but when she does,
hold on.
she likes them piping hot, and that's a great tip.
Hold on a second. Here's the sick and twisted question about French fries from McDonald's. Who in the hell can eat McDonald's French fries without salt?
Wait a minute. They give you salt packets. So you say, I don't want salt on the fries. And then, can you hand me some salt packets?
Okay, good idea.
That's how you do it. That's a great idea. Anyway.
It is good.
I digress. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful pigeon there. Yes. Oh, yep. You got your finger. Go ahead, Loft Manager Richard.
Tell Mike, I believe he's right. And about the fries and the birds, I've been downtown Toronto, which is like 3 million people, and I see the plugs eating French fries in front of McDonald's, and they're shining. They're perfect. But what I was saying before is I can't afford to buy French fries for my birds. That's what I'm saying.
Look at what a beautiful handsome guy that is. Wow. Just look at the health when you held him up there close to the camera.
Look at those 3 flights and the step. Those 3 flights down to the secondaries or whatever you call them, that step. Plus he's got another step probably, right?
I will say the steps on Eddie's bird's wings, especially down to the last 3 flights, you could see the gaps in them, the ventilation good in them. I really think he's got some special pigeons there. And I know he's a busy guy and he doesn't have the time, but he's got damn nice pigeons and he's still getting super results.
Now, can I ask you a question again?
Go ahead. Fingers up. You can speak.
That bird looks like a larger bird, but like I think you said, he's got a tremendous buoyancy.
You know what? You'll see it in the Facebook Live. When I looked at these pigeons, the cocks, they look like monsters. Okay, and I went, boy, these are going to be big. He handed them to me. Holy shit! I couldn't believe what I was handling. They look huge. They're buoyant. They have good muscle, but buoyant. Buoyant to the belief of like, I can't believe this pigeon is this size and he looks that big.
Ran, I'm trying to find the hen with the tusks on the video on YouTube. Was it like halfway through the video so I could show everybody?
Yeah, it's towards the end. It's it's the Eric Lindbergh. It's the last 2 pigeons we show.
Is it blue bar or what color?
It's a blue checker hen. Blue checker hen. It's the last 2. It's a Limoges winner, the mother of the Limoges national winner. But this pigeon here is a super, and it's so amazing the quality of the pigeons. And guys, I will tell you this: if you do have the cojones in between your legs to come here to Europe and go visit the pigeon men, when you do show up, if you knock on somebody's door or you get an invitation and you go, just be quiet and handle the pigeons, and let the pigeons talk to you. And don't give them your insight. Don't give them anything that you know. Just be quiet and listen. That's all I can say on that one. What a pigeon, though.
Oh, yes, Loft Manager Richard?
I'm kind of dwelling on what Ryan has said. I remember probably about 3 years ago, Ryan and I went to visit some flyers in Europe. And they really don't know really what you really know, do they? So they invite you in, but they are the kings.
Oh, yeah.
We visit kings. And we went into, I'm just going to give an example, into Xavier's loft.
I'll grab another one, yeah.
Upstairs, it was in his house, upstairs, and one portion, he had the whole one side of his loft with openings, fly pens going out, so no one could come in and steal birds. He had it like amazing, like a side split house. The whole back part was just upstairs, pigeon loft. Anyways, we looked at birds and we handled birds and show me this one. Oh, this is nice. That's nice. That's nice. And then he handled me a hen bird. And she's a super hen, a blue-pied hen. I won't forget her. And she had the tusks. And I said, "Oh, Xavier, super hen." He said, "Yeah, she's super." I said, "She's everything you got. Beautiful." And I said, "Also, Xavier, look, she's got the tusks." And he smiled at me and nodded his head, meaning, you are a pigeon man, aren't you?
There you go. So I'm just gonna show here. I've gotten the little. I found the part with the hen with the tusks. This is the correct clip here, right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's her. I see it right from there.
So I just paused it.
Okay.
Before I play, so you guys can see. This right here, where my little. God, I hope that's right. These are the little tusks, right?
And now watch, we're going to turn the face so you see it. You see it. Now, with that thing that Leah circled, the tusks,
Right here.
it's not a white dot. It comes out like, think of the tusks on an elephant. Now, as the pigeon obviously gets older, they get longer. But watch it slowly. I point it out. Oh, what a pigeon. Super breeding hen. Look, 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 look. You see it?
So
Bam.
I'll pause it there. And you guys
Yeah.
see on this side, the little tusk. And on this side, the little tusk. Now, Ryan, what is that an indication of again? Let's remind everybody.
You don't see it a lot in hens. You don't. Serge had one or two that I seen. Luke had a few, very few I seen. And Eddie had it. Not very many. I've been to a lot of lofts. I haven't seen it. You don't see it. But it is a telltale sign. And you will never get the hens with the tusks from these people. You will not buy them. And if you do buy them, they're going to be large dollars. It's just, it's something with breeding. I don't know what it is. But hens with the tusks, I'm going to tell you, I'll bet my home on it.
There's another offering from Eddie Grugins. Beautiful blue bar cocker hen, right? Do you know?
This is a hen, and getting back to what Richard said, this is the 110. She's a cockier looking hen, but super nice. That pigeon that Richard picked out and we picked out together, we were there. It was so nice that Verstrata sent a direct child from it. And somebody that we know, Frank Eichhorn, he bought that pigeon and he bred a baby out of it called Jump. The pigeon ended up winning a boatload of money and had a hell of a good season, down from that hen with the tusks. And you see this hen here again, the quality of these pigeons, second to none. The back is strong, one pintail, and the pigmentation. Eddie is like me. He likes dark pigmentation on the flights, thick bars. He loves third bars. He likes rich eyes. He likes it all. Good, strong vent bones, the buoyancy, everything has to be there. And this hen is, again, another one of those hens in the vibration. Awesome.
It's like Frank Eichhorn read your mind because he just wrote, I have one here from Verstrata that has the tusks. She is the mother of Jump.
Hold on. We know it. I told you. Take the hen with the tusks. And the daughter came with the tusks. Bang, set it, forget it. 10K later, thank you. May I have another?
1 second, Loft Manager Richard. So Troy Spencer, so a pigeon with a tusk is considered to be a superior pigeon. What's the story with the tusks again, Ryan?
Breeding.
Breeding.
Going to be a breeder.
Hens with tusks are supposed to be superior breeders. Loft Manager Richard?
Yeah, I agree with just exactly what you said. The hens with the tusks are the cocks, not so much, but the hens, superior. And I was going to ask, I didn't listen in, but what year is that hen, that bird with the tusk? That's a hen, right?
She is she's about 4 years old, I think 3 to 4 years old. He says it in the video. They're not overly big, but you'll see. I'll go and like you'll feel if they're, this is a young pigeon. You feel if they're growing. This hen here, you can feel I think she's going to have them. Now, again, like older pigeons, cockbirds, the wattles get bigger over time. That pigeon we seen from Verstrata, I think that pigeon was 4 or 5 years old. She had it. And it again, like what Richard said, when we pointed it out to Verstrata, the bashful and shy as he was, he knew we hit it. You weren't getting that pigeon. It wasn't coming out of the loft. And it turned out to be, again, breeding the good ones. Go ahead, Leah.
Ryan, you're sprouting feathers on your face, just an FYI. Yes, Loft Manager Richard, go ahead.
What I wanted to say is that these breeders in Europe, they know what the tusks are about. And when we go to Europe, they're going to say, okay, here's this guy from Canada. Let's, first of all, see what he really knows. I'm going to handle this one. Oh, nice, 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 nice. I like this. That. Then I'm going to handle this one. Nice, nice. But wait, let's see what he notices. Little things he notices. Oh, you notice the tusk on this one. Now I see you're a pigeon man.
Who do we got there, Ryan?
Oh, this is another one. Hell of a pigeon. This is the 919, and I'm a sucker for nines. And this is just another supreme machine pigeon. Gorgeous, rich eye, beautiful condition, super health. The body is right. Everything is nice. The back is tight. The vents are like steel. Eddie, he got hell of a good pigeon fingers. And yes, guys, oh, look at the ventilation here in these flights. Look. Look at it. Oh,
They have huge wings.
yes. You're
This
getting it now,
pigeon
Lily.
has
You're getting it.
huge wings, like ginormous. I can't believe how large the wingspan is on his birds. David Tracy points out third bar on that one.
Yeah. And again, Eddie likes the third bar. They like third bars. They like thick bars. And again, as they say, if you see here on these, you see here the pigmentation. You see how dark everything is?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sign of the family is strong, is tight. The thinner the bars, the weaker the coloring. It's washed out. It's weak. Pigmentation is dark. You need it. And these pigeons here, they have it. It's the same with the eye sign. The more you inbreed pigeons, the washier and the shittier the eye gets. You know, there's a nice eye. It's bright. It's red. Look, there's a washed out eye. It's white. It's dull. It's flat. I'm just using that as an example.
Loft Manager Richard?
Ryan, I have a question for you. How do they feel about youngsters in the nest with lots of down feathers and also black feet? Black feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask here about the black feet. I haven't heard. Maybe I just haven't brought it up. But a lot of the yellow, the fluff on the head, they like that. That means you're giving the parents and the babies everything that they need. They got more fluff, right? It's good. It's healthy. It shows you're gonna get good feather in. The birds are well nutritioned. The right supplements, everything is going in properly. Eddie does say, and I'll use Eddie on this, he likes the pigeons with the white toenails.
Now, why?
It's like the tusks.
No, I've
It's
never
like the
heard that one
tusks.
before. White
Yeah,
toenails.
I'll have to ask him again on the show, but it's another thing that, they look for. He looks, and he sees national winners, ace pigeons, Olympiad pigeons. They see it all. This is what they look for.
Yes, Loft Manager Richard, go ahead.
I'll grab another one.
I like pigeons with black feet, black right up to the elbows. I like those black feet. I just seem to like them. They're stronger. I don't know what it is, but that's what I like. And I just asked a question for Ryan.
Yeah, good question. Mike Vandiak's asking, LMR, do you have any eggs that are hatching yet?
Actually, Mike, I put a pair together. I had put them together, the pair, February the 2nd, and they hatched was February the 20th. And I just have one pair of young ones, and I held off on the rest of a pair that I just put together in a section together. And right now, a week, about 10 days ago, I put my birds together, and now I have, I'm getting eggs coming now, right? I'm getting probably, I put 17 together. I got about 10 pair on eggs right now. So then tomorrow we're going to get more eggs. We're going to get another egg.
Now, before Ryan shows that pigeon there, or Richard, can you just adjust your camera so it's more of your face and less of the ceiling? Because it's driving my OCD around the bend there. You can just adjust
So
it so you see
ceiling.
more of you and less of the ceiling. Go ahead, Ryan.
So you see me or no?
There we go. Oh, alrighty then. Guess I shouldn't have asked him to do that. All right,
You
moving on.
never, you never,
Go
you
ahead,
never do
Ryan.
that.
What do we have there?
You never. This is the 614. Another real nice hen. Another thing they talk about is the hens that grunt. This is a grunting hen. Roof, 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 roof. You hear it, roof.
I heard.
You pick her up, she grunts.
I heard her when you were getting her out of the basket. I was like, oh, there's a grunter.
And another thing that's incredible is how many of these Europeans talk about, oh, this is a late bred I bred. I bred it as a late bred, and it's a super breeder. There's something special with late bred pigeons for breeding the good ones. And I'm going to tell you something. We've had super success with late breds that we breed, midsummer babies. We leave them a year, and they turn out to be super breeders. Eddie says it. Serge says it. And you hear them, Leah. We did that interview. We did the live show. This is the late bred I bred out of them, breeding me good ones, breeding supers. Luke says it. They all say it. There's something to do with late bred pigeons when they're out of your supers. If you give them time, but again, they got to be out of super pigeons to get it. And this one here, look at this.
Beautiful. David Tracy, what's your thoughts on a wax color beaks? Wax color beaks.
Like an ivory beak, yeah, it's good. You see it more in the pieds. A soap beak, like a soap, like an ivory beak, Leah. This one doesn't have it. I think I have one here that does. I have to look. You'll see it more on the pieds, but boy, what a nice pigeon, eh? Take a look at it.
Beautiful.
Wow. Man, am I a lucky guy.
Bruce Dixon says, raised in the summer, ideal conditions.
Yeah, and you give them time and you put no stress on them. It's what we call the perfect storm. Good job, Bruce. Makes sense. I agree with you.
Before we get to your comment there, Loft Manager Richard, Eric, good question. Can you find quality pigeons at the markets?
Let's just say this. Out of every 100 pigeons, there's going to be a good one, a pretty damn good one, a couple good ones. But you have to go and look, and it's like going and buying a $1 lottery ticket, right? Can you win $500,000 on a $1 ticket? You probably can, or 200,000 or whatever. You got to get a little bit of luck, and you got to know what you're looking for. And you got to be, when you're buying pigeons like that, you got to have what we call stock sense. And if there's somebody that I know that has it in them to do it, it's Loft Manager Richard. He's very good at it. He knows what he's looking for, and he likes what he likes, and he hits it, and he's done it time and time again. But yes, you can. I'm going to say you can.
Well, I mean, some of the greats got their start at, if we're talking about markets, the Lear market. Mm-hmm. Gaston Van de Wouwer, he got his start there. There's, I mean, that's just the one I can think of off the top of my head. But Brian, you went and you visited, you handled, you saw. There's nice pigeons there, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and we talk about Eddie Grugins with Maurice, you didn't see story time yet, but Maurice was a voucher pigeon he bought for $25. He got a young pigeon for 25 euros or dollars, whatever you want to say, and it was Maurice. And Maurice became the super of supers of Eddie Grugins' loft.
Loft Manager.
It happens.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to dwell on what you said, Ryan, but I don't have to say but. I'm sorry. But I seen when you went to the Lear market and you showed different birds, and honest to God, there's this little checker hen that you pulled out of there, out of the basket. She's a little checker hen. And I seen it I seen it from here. I went, man, you pulled some other ones out. I didn't say nothing. But soon I seen that checker hen, that little checker hen. I don't even know where she went, where she ended up, but you couldn't bring her back. But she was just perfect. And if you get back into buying pigeons at markets, if you have the pigeon fingers and not what Ryan says, stock sense, take a man like Stefan Reed, which is, we're talking, what, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever. He got that bird. He bought it at
he got it for free. He got it for free from buying enough grains, and he went and picked out a pigeon that he liked. And you know, going around and around and story after story, which is great. How do you get stock sense? You have to have it within you, but you have to practice it as well. You have to practice, right? But you seen the same pigeon I seen, and you watched the video long after I watched it, and I didn't talk to you because we don't talk a lot when I'm here. Gorgeous hen. And you know what was amazing? There was a man with a small basket loaded with pigeons, a younger guy. And he looked at me, and I told him, I says, take the pigeon there. And he looked, and he looked, and he looked. He didn't do it, and I went back again and looked. But I'll tell you, I liked it. There was something I liked, and you seen it after me. You weren't there, but it was the right one for me to take.
Frank Eichhorn says the smoky one right now. Do you think, how talented could I be if I find the clip of that pigeon in the Lear Market video? Do you remember at what point
Smoky checker.
Was it?
Smoky checker. Smoky checker.
I like to, it was right at the beginning, if you don't mind me saying. It's right pretty close in the beginning. And when I see that hen, I get that little hen, I get goosebumps. Once I get the goosebumps, I know this is a darn good pigeon.
Okay, well, I'm going to, while Ryan is fetching another one from Eddie, I will just, I'm just going to put on here the little Lear Market. By the way, guys, our Lear Market tour is on our YouTube channel. When Ryan went to Lear, man, what an absolute stunning town, by the way. If I just may add, as you see on the bottom of your screen there, that is the Lear Market in Lear, Belgium.
And, I gotta say one thing. I want to thank.
I gotta leave the room for a minute.
I want to thank the organization that put that together, Leah, because you know as well as I do. They came to me at the end and they thanked me, and you know what they said? They said, anytime you want to do any footage here, you want to run an auction here, whatever. We thank you so much for showing our what we're doing here. This has been running for years and years and years. Thank you. You know what, Leah? That's a positive.
Over 100, I think, right? Over 100 years that they've been running the market there, as you guys see in the bottom screen there. That is from Ryan's visit to the Lear Market there a couple weeks ago. Now, Ryan, do you know if the checker was after this? I think this was right at the beginning.
You're going to see me. I'll pull her out. You let her run, and Papa Smurf will tell you. I know the pigeon. I wanted it.
Let's see that one there from Eddie while we all hunt for the checker.
Nope, that's not it. But and this pigeon here from Eddie is super. This is the 929.
Very nice. We have questions. Nope. Hold on. We got questions. Hold on. We're going to keep that camera there going so you guys can get the Lear Market. Stacy Hayes. I've seen a lot of fanciers lately pointing out the vibration of their birds' wings. Do the Europeans acknowledge this at all? If so, what is the significance? That's a great question. Ryan, I know you like to talk about the vibration. What is the significance of the vibration?
Again, I don't know if it's fortune cookie wisdom or not, but you handle a lot of good pigeons, and they have, maybe the wing doesn't per se vibrate. This one does. But when you lift up the wing or you put your hand on a pigeon, and it almost feels like, you know, Leah, like a lawnmower, how it vibrates when you hold on to it. You feel that slight vibration. That's what you're feeling. And that's what I like to feel. I like to feel it, but that's a me thing, you know. And you feel it in these pigeons. You feel the good vibration. We call it the motor. And this is another one here. This 929 and has it. It's got the vibration. It's got the motor.
Very nice. Look at that. Beautiful.
Mega wings, curved wings, everything. Everything is right on these pigeons, and I can tell why they're winning the money.
Eric has a question. What are your thoughts with pigeons losing its value the further away they are from the original birds?
Well, you want good fruit? Pick it off the tree. You know, the farther and farther you go away, are you going to get good ones? You got to have more to get good ones. It goes further and further and further back. You ask Eddie, and Eddie, he knows. You got to go and get the good ones. You know, you seen that hen with the tusks. I think it was the national Limoges winning. That was the mother of the national Limoges winning hen. He went and bought it. You know, if you guys think you're going to go out and get rando pigeons and do it, you know, I don't think you're going to do it. You're not going to go and race in the Tour de France with a mountain bike.
Well, you could try, but it might be a little difficult. Are we getting close now?
No, I don't know.
I don't think we are. I think we're too far on.
No, keep going. Let her roll.
We got this guy. Was it this guy?
Might have been this guy.
She was gorgeous.
Oh, she was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's this
now
one. Is it this one?
Wait.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it. Oh,
I know exactly.
Wait.
Let's see. Is this the one?
No, that's an old bird. That's an old bird.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It's not the one.
Rubbish.
Okay. We're gonna keep looking.
Keep looking. And, you know, it's amazing, Leah, that what we're doing here is we're bringing this. Forget the pigeon. I am in a little market square where some of the very best pigeon flyers and pigeons have been sold. That's a moment, man.
Well, and then
Ryan,
the great
can
thing
I say something?
that you take us all along with you, right? Some of us may never ever get the chance to go to the Lear pigeon market.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
They are great flyers, but they haven't had a chance to get to that level. They're kind of like small area pigeon men, and they don't go out of their little town, but they concentrate on being the best in their little area, and they want to be the best in their area, so they become like a professor in their area. And there's a lot of crap.
It's here now.
That's a nice pigeon right there.
It's the next pigeon. I remember pigeons. I like this one. That's
a nice pigeon.
Richard, this one brought me to the basket when I seen this one, but it's the next one. Wait till this one. I would have taken this one too. And you seen the back was tight. This was a bit of a bigger pigeon. Now here you go.
Nice pigeon.
This is where
that's a cock.
A young cock.
That's a young
cock. Here it is. This is it. Yes. This is it.
Oh, look at her.
Ricky,
She got one-way flight, two-way flights in each wing.
Ricky, fucking direct hit. This one was the one. Look at it. Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh. But she's in the Lear market.
Oh, look at her.
That's the one.
You having fun yet?
She's a beauty.
Look at the bars.
Oh, look at 3 bars, 100%. Look at the back.
Yeah,
look at everything.
And I believe, you know what else I liked? I think she had a little white line, just a little bit on the face. Look I'm pointing out the bars. You can see me selling myself. I'm selling myself on this fucking bird.
Absolutely gorgeous hen. Gorgeous
Yeah.
little hen.
There we go.
Wow. And the
So
one
there you guys
before
saw
was
it.
absolutely super.
And
Yeah.
you hear the excitement from the boys. Let's get Ryan back up on here. Question from, that was fun, wasn't it? Bruce Dixon says a cracker. Absolutely. Mike Vandiak, is Pioneer having a buy, sell, and trade in 2022?
No, we're gonna have a bake sale. We're gonna have whatever else it is gonna have. I'm not having no buy, sell, and trade, because you want to know, if I put up a buy, sell, and trade, I get the fucking lawn gnomes. They come and try and stop me. Same like medications and shit like that. I'm not interested in it anymore. You people figure it all out. We're doing what we want to do. We're gonna have our cake off, Ricky. It's gonna be your birthday. We're gonna have that. Buy, sell, and trade? Nah, not interested.
Sorry, Mike. We've tried it a couple of years. This hasn't turned out. With Ryan coming back so late in April, I don't think we're going to have time for the buy, sell, and trade. So maybe somebody else would like to put it on. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, we put it
Hey, Ryan.
together. We put no. We'll put a band race together. We put an old bird race together. I put this together. You know all I ever get? You ready for this? It's too hard. It's too this. I gotta ban them at this age. I gotta do this. You know all I hear? And I hate to be negative. A bunch of fucking whining babies. And I hate to say it because I'm a positive guy, man. I'm very positive. I love positivity. So I got to eliminate the negativity, and I take the ideas, I put them in my back pocket. And yes, will I be in Ireland? Will I be in France? Will I be in Germany? Will I be in Florida? I will. And I'll take those ideas to people that think outside the box. So, Mike, unfortunately, my friend, our buy, sell, and trade for young pigeons will be in a different country at another time.
Go ahead, Richard, and then we have a question from Eric. Go ahead, make it quick.
Okay. I don't want you to people to think it literally like the McDonald's French fries and that. I'm just going to say that. But Ryan, I'm a little disappointed in you that little smoky checker that had a white flight in each wing, that you did not even try to smuggle that back to Canada.
No, because we don't smuggle anything into Canada, Richard. But thanks for putting that out there. ABC Law.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I know.
Please,
But
we don't need to put more gasoline
checker,
onto the bonfire.
yeah,
Thank you.
with the
Moving
white flight.
Moving on. ABC Loft, Stan, we answered your question earlier, but maybe you didn't hear it, is asking about the owl decals, if they work to scare the hawks. No, they don't work, because hawks aren't stupid, and they figure out that it is just a decal. So, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Mike Vandiak, I'll have to go to the Lear Market. Absolutely, friend. Get on a plane and head on over there. It's the best time ever. Reminder, guys, the Lear Market only runs in the springtime. So it runs February and March, I believe. It ends at the end of March. So if you want to go, don't go in October expecting to see the Lear Market, because doesn't happen. It only happens in the springtime. Loft Manager Richard, go ahead.
I want to say to Mike, I know what you're after. You're after the smoky checker hen with two white flights. He's gone by now, Mike.
Yeah, super pigeon. I liked it.
Wait a minute.
I liked it.
I got distracted because the finger. Eric had a question. Did I ask this question? I can't even remember. Eric, what do you think about scatterbred pigeons full of performance? Scatterbred pigeons full of performance. So does he mean like not a solid line, like they come from all over the place?
Yeah, I mean, I think scatterbred, as long as you got a lot of winners in there, and I think you're a hell of a lot better to breed out of scatterbred performance if it's all the way through than it is from nothings. Again, you have some things you have to try. You have to have feel. You have to have what we call stock sense. If you don't have stock sense, you got nothing. And you got to know how to read pigeons and like what you like. Again, that pigeon, you see me look at it. There's my dad 3,000 miles away, watches the show 4 hours later that my sister gives to him to watch to keep him calm. He picks it the same shit I'm picking. And how many people, we had over 150 people on there, pick that same pigeon? Maybe. But I see it right away. It's a super. The pied is the first one. It's very nice. But the checker white plate's a home run slam dunk. And you know what? If I was here maybe 3 years, and you get a little comfortabler with the breeders you're working with, would I like to pick it and give it to somebody? Say, hey, would you fly it for me? Yeah, I would. But I don't want to jeopardize people's young bird teams in case something happens, sickness, whatever. I had to let it go, but I wanted the pigeon.
Go ahead, Loft Manager Richard.
Yeah, I know what this Phil is asking. What I seen at the Lear Market, I seen that blue pied, the one before, that was a cock. But I seen that hen, smoky,
Yes,
blue, dark checker
repeating.
with a white flight in each wing. For some reason, and the confirmation, I seen it. To me, God, she's 100%. Now, what I think it was Mike said about scatterbrain stuff. Now,
That was Eric.
I think Mike, Eric,
Yeah.
I think you gotta be a darn good pigeon man, a real good pigeon man to fly that kind of breeding or birds. You gotta be real good.
I do think I do what you're saying. I agree, and I think in North America it's more scatterbrained because today you're buying from Mike Gannis, tomorrow you're buying from here, the next day you're buying from this one, and you're doing this. They don't cultivate families at all. People aren't into that. They got no patience. They got no time. They want results, and they think results come from the paper instead of the time, the effort, and the work. But that's for another day.
Question from Win over on YouTube. What sex of pigeon do you prefer in racing, cocks or hens? Thank you, and watching from the Philippines. Thanks for watching from the Philippines. We appreciate it. Guys?
Hens.
I like hens.
Hens. I think you're I think bang for your buck, you're going to get it in the hens. I think they'll rebound quicker. Cocks are good, yes, but something about hens. I like hens.
Ryan, why don't you
Go ahead,
talk about the Old Bird series or talk about something? Off Manager Richard is gone and I have to get a water, so go ahead.
Oh yeah, our Old Bird series. We got a 3-race series. It's going to be great. It'll be great for the people who participate. Again, we got a 300-mile, a 400-mile, and a 500-mile race. Everyone in the Southern Ontario area is invited. You can hate me, you can love me. You don't even have to know me. You're more than welcome to come and participate. We got prize money, but it's going to be real racing. And what do I mean by real racing? We actually go to the spot. The birds get released from the spot. You see everything in real time. If the weather's not right, we hold. We don't cancel, we hold. And again, you get to ship up to 20 pigeons. We got the prize. If you want to play for prize money, you pay into that. If you want to fly for fun, you just pay for the fun. But you know what? We want people to participate and have a good time. It's not always about prize money. It's about seeing if your pigeons can do it and play and enjoy. And remember, you don't have to like the people. You just have to enjoy your pigeons and come out and have a good time.
We have a question from Stacy. Another question, a long one. Ryan, you've handled a lot of birds. Is there a difference when pulling the wing out on a long distance bird compared to a middle to short distance bird? For instance, is there more resistance with the speed birds? Are they tighter, as you say? Are the long distance birds more relaxed and willing to open their wing? Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, a little more loose. The longer the distance, the looser the wing, or even not as big of a forearm, not as snap. Again, those Vandenbalk pigeons, you open them, they snap back, they snap back. You will see it in a bit of the middle distance pigeons. But again, these pigeons here, they got a good snap, but they're not like rip the wing off. So you feel it. And again, I was at Koopman's. I handled the 2-day long pigeons, totally different again. Buoyanter, longer, easy going wings, easy to open.
Now, when we get to Emil Denny, he specializes in the long to extreme long. We'll have to make a point maybe to just show everybody the difference and maybe how they handle. So that's coming up, guys. Stick with us. Yes, Loft Manager Richard with the finger. Go ahead.
I think what Ryan's saying is right. If you have a bird with a longer, you open the wing up and the flights are longer, it's more of a long distance type bird. You'll actually, when you handle the birds in your hands, you take a look down and you see how far those flights come down towards the tail end or past the back. If those flights come just past the back, they tend to be more of a shorter distance pigeon. And you'll see when you open the wing, like Ryan said, usually you open it, let it go, it snaps right in. They're a shorter distance pigeon. You got a pigeon where the flights come down the back, closer to, let's say, an inch before the tail, 1.5 inches. It's a longer type pigeon. Now, that doesn't mean the pigeon's got this brain. It's got to do with the brain as well, right?
Yeah, it's the willingness to keep going and dig deeper. It was funny. We talked to Eddie, and Eddie says, "Boy, in Romania and Poland, they're crazy." And I said, "Oh yeah, why?" He says, "To fly Barcelona, 2,000 kilometers. It take them 5 days for the pigeons to fly Barcelona, and there's guys out there doing it.
In Poland?
Poland, Romania, they got to go through the
Wow.
mountains,
Wow.
and they finally stopped. They won't allow them to do it anymore. But there were guys that was their high, right? I'm going to fly Barcelona, and they get the first bird in 4.5 days, and the bird's been in the transporter for 8 days,
Oh,
8 days in a transporter, but amazing to see the determination of pigeon flying 2,000 kilometers. That's over 1,200 miles.
Go ahead, Loft Manager Richard, and then we're going to wrap this up because.
No, I'm just going to say, Ryan, exactly what you said. I remember here in this area, we would fly maybe Long Lock to here is like 520 miles, 800 kilometers or something. I can't convert it. But I remember the Hamilton Club, they had Kenora, which to here was 850 miles to here. And I had a hen. She flew Long Lock 4 times, which is 520 miles. And I put her to Kenora, which they had an open race. In this country here, it's very, very, we don't have that. But they did it one time. And they went to Kenora. She was a 14th bird back, which was like, it was like 10 days later. Like, I'm just saying how tough that is. And
Tough
she still scored.
But again,
go ahead.
We look at it and you say, well, they got to go to Romania from Barcelona. They do it in 4 days, 1,200 kilometers, and that's where I say, and I hate to say it, Canada, we're still in backwards land, right? No mustard on the hot dog.
We're
learning.
Rita, with that said, to Stacey Hayes, would you say that a Van Loon bird would be a middle or long distance bird?
Well, Van Loons were built on sprint, and they go out to the middle. You talk Van Loons, You talk to the Belgians here, and they start laughing and they fall off the chair. Why would you play with that? Why would you play with something that's been finished for so long? And I ask them, and I say, well, these pigeons are still winning. They're winning here. No, they're not winning. You just keep playing with the same old stuff. You have to improve. You like Van Loons, you like Janssens, you like Huskin Van Reels, you like Van Reach, you like Boucharts, you like the old families, the Cyans, you like them all, right? You're going off the old school, you know. And Rita, maybe this will be easy for you to get. But if your children play hockey today, you wouldn't put them in goalie pads from 1970. And that's that.
Loft Manager Richard? And then we're going to wrap it up.
I'm just going to discuss with Rita just a little explanation on what Ryan's saying is, for example, I have a 1969 Mustang Mach 1. I have in 1969. Let me finish. I got the magazine. It was a car.
Yeah, we get the story of it, man. We get the story of it.
Just wait. But now take that car to a car that's what are we now? 2020, 21, 22. Take that car and compare it to even a little caravan van. That thing won't even compete to that thing. So we're talking about evolution and changing in the pigeon world, and that's what we're talking about here. You can't compare the Van Loons. They're excellent, 100% certified winning birds, but don't compare them to stuff that flies now, like Surge.
No, listen. You go to the natural breeding station and buy Van Loons. You buy Van Loons for 25 or 30 euros or 50 euros or 100 euros a piece. Okay? We're not saying they're not good pigeons, and we're not saying you're not going to get a good result. All right. But adjust with the times. If you want the romance of the old families, then it's there for you. But again, you ask these people here, and they look at you like you're.
Well, we can only tell you what they're telling us, and that's what they're telling us.
Yeah.
If you want to, base your entire loft off of Van Loons, by all means, go right ahead and do that. Mike Green, I have a family of Van Loons that I fly the 500 on the day. Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, good show tonight. Thank you guys all for your input and your questions and your comments. Reminder, we do this every Monday night where we talk anything and everything to do with pigeons and pigeon racing. We do thank you for being with us this evening. I had a question for everybody. Okay, go ahead, Richard, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? Go ahead with the
I want to say thank you for Ryan for giving your time to come on this evening. I realize when we shut down this show that you have to get up probably in about a half an hour. So what I want you to do is go and get some sleep.
Thanks.
Half an hour sleep.
We're all going to try and get some sleep. I'm going to be coming out with, I'm not sure if everybody's got their participants ready, if they've hatched, if they're hatching, where we're at with our Pioneer One Loft race, but I would like to put up some kind of a competition where everybody gets to show their participants, whether in the nest or whatever, but I'm just not sure where everybody's at. So do you think, yes, go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I'm going to say a couple words. Please, folks, bringing your birds, get them ready. Get
Richard,
them, ready
Richard, we're not getting into that now. I'm not getting into it now. We're wrapping it up.
Next week's show, Loft Manager Richard is going to have a laundry list of tips to prepare your youngsters for our One Loft race. David's are hatching. Mike Vanderjag's are hatching today. Okay, so I'm going to wait on the contest for a couple more weeks so you guys can all catch up and have your youngsters hatched. And then we're going to do our first little competition for our Pioneer participants. Show us your squeakers. We're going to win some prizes. Let the fun begin. Go ahead, Richard.
I just want to say another thing, that every week on Monday, I'm looking at Sunday, I'm going, what are we going to talk about? This is like, but I'm so pleased with the environment and the people. I feel so warm, and I hate to cut the show off. I hate to say it, but Ryan's got to go to sleep.
Okay.
Half an hour, Ryan.
I gotta go to bed. You all gotta go to bed. And you know what? There's a lot of other pigeon channels out there that are gonna copy us and bite us and do the same shit that we do. They just don't do it as good as us. Because why? We're the goddamn best. Inch by inch, brick by brick, mile by mile. Tune in next Monday. Follow the bouncing ball. Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. You've heard it. Go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, whatever order you want to do it, and do it. And yes, the auctions are running now. It is not too late. It is never too late. You're not buying these pigeons at Feathers Elite for this year's breeding. Okay? You're not doing that. But what you are doing is you're securing yourself for next season with super pigeons. Richard, Leah, Guess, you guys have been fantastic. I'm done. Put your finger down. Put your finger down. You're done.
One word.
Leah,
one word.
I gotta go.
One
Bye
word.
for now.
One word.
Go ahead.
Leah,
Yes.
I can't wait till next Monday.
Okay. Bye for now.
We will see all you guys next Monday. Thanks so much. Have a great week, guys. Leah, Ryan, Loftman's, Richard from the Pioneer. Keep on promoting the sport.
Good night.
Have a great night, guys.
Good day.
Night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Ricky. Anything else you wanted to add? I'm not done yet. I haven't wrapped it up. Anything else? No? Maybe later.
No, I think it was pretty good. These people.
Good job. Gotta go.